Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I am absolutely expecting extreme FOMO from retail crypto speculators diving straight into XRP. It happened during the last market cycle. This market cycle, I see it will be no different. I see that people are behaving just as they did a few years back. I see that XRP is moving in tandem with the rest of the market. And also, excitingly, I see continued global adoption of the crypto asset class in general, led by Bitcoin, which is fantastic for somebody that's an open-minded individual like myself, because I am not a maximalist. In fact, I own Bitcoin. I'm long Bitcoin. You know, I would like it to do well, and I think it will continue to do well. So I have no trouble with it leading the party. And my most favorite crypto out there, unquestionably XRP. This is an XRP-centric channel, damn it. That's what I want it to be, and that's what it shall be. But I want to see a bigger pie. And I want to share with you some stories in this video. I got some good stuff here, because serious money is coming in, and it's just so neat to see perspectives from entities and people that were very negative on crypto just completely doing a 180, jumping on board, putting real money into the asset class. Because, and you know what, look, to me it's just like, hey, better late than never. Better late than never. But it is cool that we got to engage in the world of crypto before the vast majority of not only other humans, but just in a general sense, institutions and publicly traded companies. And so I sit here thinking about how over years, I dollar cost averaged into XRP, including some larger purchases towards the latter half of 2020. And I think my entry price, I didn't actually calculate, I think it's around 25 cents. And like that price, I personally believe is going to be just unheard of in the future. Because I remember when I came in a few years ago, and I was talking to people that had been around longer than me, and they're like, yeah, I bought XRP at half of a penny, and I was just like, oh my god, I wish I knew about that. But you see, there's so little money in XRP right now that even if you purchased it at 55 cents, I have a feeling that people are going to look back in the future and be like, holy hell. That's incredibly cheap. I can't believe you had that opportunity. And that's certainly historically how the crypto asset class in general has played out here. And I know that I firmly believe that humans will continue behaving as they have. Look, the DNA that makes up humans today is no different than a few years ago, and humans clearly have not figured out this asset class, and people are just chasing everything that starts to pop off, which is the exact wrong thing to do, in my humble opinion. And look, I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. I don't have a financial background. I am not offering financial advice. Definitely don't buy or sell anything, because anything I say or write ever. I'm happy to share my opinions, but they're just unprofessional opinions, understand that. But this is what I observed from people. It's just people jumping in, FOMOing in, and then panic selling. It's just rinse and repeat. With FOMO, of course, meaning fear of missing out. And we verbed it. We turned that into a verb. Now it's just people FOMOing. And they certainly have been doing so, have they not? And I'm thankful that those humans do that, because without humans being ridiculous like that, there would be no price volatility. In a world where only Moon Lambo invests, price would not move. Because I have hands of steel. And so be thankful that it's not a world of Moon Lambos out there holding, because unless it's worth substantially more, I'm just not going to sell it if it's a crypto. I'm not going to do it. I haven't sold a single XRP ever. And so it's like, talk about hands of steel. Like that is me. I'm the epitome of that. And as I record this, XRP 55.9 cents, Bitcoin $52,161. Guys, you know, I understand that we're pretty well at all-time highs certainly for the crypto asset class as a whole. Same for Bitcoin, it hit another all-time high today. But even so, I understand how little money is in the crypto asset class. I also understand how artificially suppressed XRP is in terms of price action. I mean, hell, Binance coin is a higher market cap than XRP. Thank you, SEC. So to anybody that wants to, and I know this is the case, there are all sorts of people that are viewing this as a tremendous buying opportunity for XRP. It's just amazing. But look at all this big money coming in. Look at this story from you today. $8.7 trillion asset manager Blackrock started dabbling in Bitcoin. Blackrock, the largest asset manager in the world, has started dabbling in Bitcoin, according to its chief investment officer, Rick Reeder. Here's a quote. "We've started to dabble a bit in it. My sense is the technology has evolved and regulations have evolved to the point where a number of people feel it should be part of the portfolio. Finally. It seemed inevitable to me years ago. And finally, the world's catching up here. But this is why I'm saying, can you imagine the amount of FOMO that's going to flow in not just to Bitcoin, but XRP? Because like when it takes off, I think it's going to seriously take off. And mind you, I read in a different article, I don't think it was cited in this one. Yeah, it's not in this one. But Blackrock, so again, largest asset manager in the world, they manage 8% of all assets on the planet. BlackRock, one entity. 8% of all assets on the freaking planet, and they're getting into crypto. Could it be more obvious to this point? I think not. Anyway, he claims that diversifying into assets such as cryptocurrencies makes some sense because traditional hedges like interest rates no longer work. That said, reader declined to specify what percentage of one's portfolio should be kept in the flagship cryptocurrency, and here's another quote. I wouldn't put a number on the percentage allocation one should have. It depends on what the rest of your portfolio looks like. But you do see all sorts of individuals out there in the world of finance regularly stating, anywhere from like 1 to 5% is usually what I see people with financial backgrounds recommend. So you do whatever the hell's right for you. But that's just, can you imagine having zero exposure to this asset class, which clearly isn't going away? Because, even if it was just like 1 freaking percent, add a little spice to the portfolio. I'm just saying. And then there was this. This is a cool one, too. I like this for a couple of reasons. Check it out. Number 1 being its adoption, but number 2, because talk about a 180. I'm going to highlight that. Oh, they changed their minds. From Cointelegraph, Motley Fool, adding $5 million in Bitcoin to its 10x portfolio, has a $500,000 price target. And before I run through a little bit of this, I want to highlight this. Here's a tweet from an account that I recently, I thought I was following. Am I not? Oh, well, I think I will now. Maybe it just kept I could have sworn I was following them. Maybe I'm just thinking of a different, I am thinking of a different account. I think it's like, what is it called? Bitcoin Archive or something. They have the same little Satoshi avatar there. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Have you guys seen this thing that on Twitter where you write how it started and then you have a picture of the beginning of something in life, whatever it is, and then the next is how it's going with currently a picture of whatever the topic is and how it's going now. That type of thing's been trending all over Twitter for at least a few months at this point, I suppose. And so they did one of those. They wrote how it started, and they got this little screen grab from the Motley Fool. And this is a writer for the Motley Fool, so it doesn't necessarily represent for sure the stance, but it is funny coming from this. But the headline from December 20th, 2020, you guys understand that's less than 2 months ago. The title of this piece from the Motley Fool, here's why I won't buy Bitcoin, and you shouldn't either. It's funny, because again, here's the headline, Motley Fool adding $5 million in Bitcoin to its portfolio. Financial and investment advisory giant, the Motley Fool, has announced it will invest $5 million into Bitcoin with the expectation that it will rise to $500,000. Announced earlier today via a blog and Twitter post, the firm stated it won't be buying overpriced ETFs, but will be buying Bitcoin directly. Currently ranked 5th globally in the investing category, according to SimilarWeb, and with 87 million website visits per month, the Motley Fool outlined 3 core reasons behind the purchase. Bitcoin is a better store of value than gold, it's an effective hedge against inflation, and it has the potential to become a transactional asset. So again, you know what? Better late than never. And so I just kind of get a kick out of this stuff here. It's like nobody like these entities and these individuals, they didn't want Bitcoin when it was like $1,000, but now that it's $52,000, oh, I went in the party too. Okay, cool guys. Well, again, better late than never. I'm just saying here. Oh my gosh, good times here. All right, and then there was this. Oh yeah, check this out. MicroStrategy. My God, they're either going to be like the wealthiest company on the entire planet, or the biggest fools in history if this doesn't go the way that we all think it's going to go. So I'm going to bet that they're going to be one of the wealthiest companies in the history of the world. Take a look at this from Cointelegraph. MicroStrategy raising $600 million. No, $900 million to buy more Bitcoin. And so there was a story yesterday about them their plans to purchase another $600 million worth. And today there's an update on that, another $900 million. And I did read the story yesterday, but I can't recall if I found a way to fit it into one of my videos. Frankly, there's always too much news to cover in my videos. Like, it kind of makes me wish that, because I have so much fun doing this, like, I should just find a way to turn this into what I do full time instead of just spending a few hours a day. Because it's a blast. It's a blast. And I'm a business owner, mind you. And so this is more fun than running my business, frankly. So I don't know. Anyway, following a Tuesday announcement that MicroStrategy would be planning to buy $600 million in Bitcoin through a sale of convertible notes, the business intelligence firm has upped the ante by another $300 million. MicroStrategy said on Wednesday it would be selling $900 million in convertible senior notes due in 2027 in a private offering to qualified institutional buyers. According to the firm's estimates, the proceeds of the sale will be roughly $879 million. It added, however, that it could be as high as $1 billion if the initial purchasers exercise in full their option to purchase additional notes. The business intelligence firm said it expected to close the offering on Friday, at which time it would acquire additional Bitcoin, with the price of Bitcoin reaching an all-time high of more than $51,000 on Wednesday. MicroStrategy could soon have an additional $19,000 Bitcoin in its coffers. Now, mind you, before this, I don't remember what the final number was. It might say it in this piece. I don't recall. I mapped out these videos a little bit earlier, but MicroStrategy had already invested over $1 billion into Bitcoin. And they're like, even just that is just about doubling that. It's crazy. And obviously at a much higher price than when they first started purchasing, because I think their first purchase was like around, I think it averaged out to like $11,000. So it's 5 times higher. And they're just like, yeah, this is still cheap. And that's the thing. Like, I think they're right. Okay, hear me out. If Bitcoin is indeed going to be viable long term, if it really is, if the market has spoken, this is it, it's clear as can be, that's it. Bitcoin is incredibly cheap right now. Doesn't mean there won't be retracements. You're going to see all sorts of volatility, major drawbacks, but that's part of the history of Bitcoin. That's not going away. But for those people that are willing to hold long term, historically they've done well, and I think they will continue to do so in the future. So even right now, Bitcoin at its all-time high, $52,000. If somebody listens to this video a decade from now, it'll be like, oh my God, I wish I knew about it. I wish I had purchased, or I wish, since I did know about it, that I had purchased more, or whatever, so on and so forth. I think you get the cut of my jib here. This is going to be nothing if indeed Bitcoin's just going to be here forever, purely because it was the first cryptocurrency, and standards matter to humans, and there's a true utility to be had by just a digital asset that it cannot be manipulated by any government the world over and has a finite supply. Even just those attributes, if that's enough, if that is enough utility, and then humans just say, no, standards matter, okay. Which is a concept I admit I had trouble with for some time. I'm just sitting here thinking, but it doesn't do anything. Like, shouldn't utility be what leads? And I do tend to think, so like, if Bitcoin is going to stay in power purely because it was the first, okay, fine. Maybe it's just time to accept that. And I would be happy to. Again, I'd prefer that. I hold Bitcoin. But for every other cryptocurrency, I don't think they're going to get the same luxury. If it's another cryptocurrency that doesn't do anything, it's not going to last. But the cool thing is, I think anyway, for those cryptocurrencies that offer utility, that's value, which is different than price. That's actual value. And those cryptocurrencies that offer value, utility, deserve to have in perpetuity an open market price. And I think they will continue to be traded. And as a result, those cryptocurrencies will also benefit from a store of value, but not if they don't do something else. So it's just amazing. Bitcoin's the only one that doesn't have to do something else, purely because it's the first, if indeed it's going to have ultimate staying power, which may be the case, despite its technological shortcomings. If that's all it's ever going to be, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. And it's just the more time passes, the more clear it becomes to everybody it's not going away. But even if we were wrong about any individual cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, and I'm not saying that it's wrong to think Bitcoin's going to be here forever, but even if we were wrong about that, and if it goes away, even if XRP went away, the crypto asset class is not going away, because you can have business models that otherwise simply could not exist without cryptocurrencies that have an open market price and are sufficiently technologically advanced and decentralized. All of these attributes actually matter, and so that represents value. So I don't know how everything's going to be adopted. It's too early to say. But we're seeing some things. We're certainly seeing some things. And it's here no matter what. That's why it's like, even if I'm betting on all the wrong courses, which I think is unlikely, the asset class is here to stay. I'm even more sure of that than I am about any horse that I have bet on in this crypto race here. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. Thank you very much for stopping by, my friends. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.